It's very exciting. On the one side, being here physically, on the other side, 2021.1. It's amazing. Thank you for that presentation. That was really cool to see. So CityEngine is officially a teenager now. So it's like 13 years ago we launched it, and I thought it would be a good moment for all of you, people online and people here, to give like the top 10 highlights from 13 years of CityEngine history lesson. Let me see if I can advance it. So I'm Dominik Tarolli. I was one of the co-founders, original co-founders of Procedural, the maker of CityEngine. And with me today is Simon Schubiger. He was also a co-founder and the CTO. Simon, you want to unmute yourself quickly and say some words to yourself, or do I have to make that?
Just go ahead, Dominik. Hello, everybody.
He's there. Simon, can you hear us?
Loud and clear. So yeah, go ahead with your presentation.
Good. Thank you, Simon. I couldn't hear you, but I'm sure it was great input. Simon was also a serial entrepreneur, one of the best coder that I know, and we're still good friends. So that has a lot to say, and almost like 100% of the people who were there when we were becoming a part of Esri are still with us, also Simon. So it's great to have you. And here, the slide that you see here is actually the slide that we used in our investor presentation. So that's also back from the days. But now enough from that. Now let's jump into the top 10 highlights from 13 years of CityEngine. And everybody who knows us and everybody who knows CityEngine, we always had like high ambition. So what you see here is actually our original roadmap when we started Procedural in 2008. And on the one side, on the bottom, you see the investment round. So we planned the first round of investment called the Series A in 2008, and another one in 2009. And then we are like we have high ambitions. We wanted to be operational break even in 2010. Then even more interesting, on the top, you see we wanted to release CityEngine, the first version, very early in 2008, and I will tell you later a little bit about that. Then we had Lure, and Lure was kind of an OEM proposition. So there was, back in the days, there was a need to generate, like today, a lot of 3D geometry, and that was our idea with Lure. And then on the other side, very aggressively in 2009, a little bit later, a so-called vanilla tool with the warehouse in there. So vanilla was a consumer proposition. And then even in 2010, before we got operational break even, we wanted to make a community, think about like a social media community for 3D and urban content, this consumer proposition. And guess what? Something happened then in 2008. Some of you might remember, it was September 16. Lehman collapses and a big financial crisis came over the world. And guess what? How everything looked afterwards. So let's start. I know there's a mouthful here, but let's start. First of all, CityEngine, we did not release it in spring. We released it in August. Then Lure never got, also vanilla was never actually a product, and then also the community we actually never released. So if we go to the bottom, you see we had the crisis there in September. Nobody then was interested to actually found anything, so that was gone as well. We were lucky to have a little bridge round in 2009, second round of investment, no chance at all. But since we're Swiss, we were actually operational break even in 2010. So I think that was a big thing, but that's actually how you plan with big ambition and then actually not realizing everything. But we always said, like, shoot to the moon. Even if you miss it, you will land among the stars. And that's basically, that's what this slide will show you here. Let's go to number 9, TV productions. And we already saw some great stuff also from Romain in TV productions. We were also part of several of these TV production. Megacities was one thing from National Geographic, which was early on. Then The Witcher, I think it was the most on-demand TV series in 2019, huge success, and we had several webinars showing what we have done there together with Frey, or what Frey started with CityEngine for The Witcher. Then everybody knows Game of Thrones, season 8, Mossen, a good friend of Matthias, worked on that. I think they also an Emmy for that work. So great stuff. And then also another great example is If We Build It Today from the Discovery Channel. So Pascal created that vision of Washington, D.C., how it would look like if we build it today. And you can also see we showed it on SIGGRAPH and several webinars if you want to see that. So always in our heart and our passion, those TV production. Let's move now on to number 8. CityEngine was always a great part and great content for Esri UC Keynotes. So it started 2010 with Rotterdam. By then we were another part of Esri, and we created that new development in Rotterdam, where we basically see here in the background some of this beautiful buildings, and then everything else was generated with CityEngine. And Gert van Maren, back in the days, he presented it. And the big thing was actually, you see the red circle there, was we brought that 3D city on a mobile device over the web. I know these days it's not something special, but back in the days that was a huge sensation. It was rendered online, and if you can see, it was not those little iPads. It was actually a huge device from NVIDIA. And since Gert is a climber, he has those muscles that he could really hold it for more than 5 minutes, and it's still one of the best 3D productions ever. But that was back in the days. Then 2012, Honolulu or Hawaii. So we had the mayor actually on stage, and you see already the beauty you had. That was really a nice kind of visual appeal to that. And the GIS manager, and also Michael is there. He's still there with the pro team these days, and it's this beautiful scenario how to avoid urban sprawl. So that's really something you have to go back and have a look at it. Really great presentation. Then Singapore is always very appealing to a lot of people. Eugene and Victor had this beautiful, and back in the day that was one of the most advanced master planning example in the market about Jurong Lake, and they had different rules that they could play around and found basically the best suitable buildings for certain kind of spaces. So great stuff there with Singapore. And then 2017, I think one thing everybody is remembering, it was, I think, got the most attention on social media of all the Esri UC parts here, Zootopia with Brendan Jarrett, and he and his team created this beautiful Zootopia, 100 to 200,000 buildings, 4 different parts. You see there Thunder Town, Rainforest, Sahara Square, and the city center. So you really see how they created those beautiful vision of a city built by animals who behave like human beings, and every different size, and they all live together. So really a great examples for entertainment and urban planning, basically this combination. Number 7, innovation. We just saw where we are going with the next version of CityEngine, but we are always on an innovative path. So I want to show you that. And that was actually one of the first versions of Oculus Rift, and I have to call the founder of Oculus so that we could get like this initial kind of headset, and we presented it at EPC. Now it looks a little bit strange, but back in the days it was like really cool. And you see like there in the background, we created Redlands with CityEngine, and that was actually Unity. You see there we used a trial version. You might see that in the back, but it was a huge success, and we were one of the first one that actually had this VR. Another thing that Simon did was this thumbprint city. That's actually you put your thumb on a device, it got scanned, and then in real time, basically, it created a city out of your thumbprint. It was everywhere. It was a huge success. People really wanted to create their own city, and we had it at SIGGRAPH. We have it even at Esri Inc. So everywhere, a huge hit. And I bet Simon will tell us afterwards a little bit about that. Then OpenStreetMap. I read once in a forum that we were the first one with CityEngine to actually embed OpenStreetMap data and then create a city out of a 3D city out of OpenStreetMap data. We did that back in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, you let me know, Matthias, if it was earlier, but I think it was 2009. And then with 2016, and I was actually with Matthias in Stuttgart at FMX when he showed me for the first time the Get Map data tool, and I was sort of excited. I just called it a game changer, because you can type in the name of a city, then you crop it out, you apply a rule, and boom, you have like you can create every city of the world with Get Map data. So very innovative use of OpenStreetMap. And then in 2015, we even had the biggest hoverboard in the world. It was for SIGGRAPH 2015 in Anaheim, and there was the anniversary of if you know Back to the Future, it's actually 2015 when they're going to 2015, and for that we had this big hoverboard. Unfortunately, it's just a sticker on the floor, but it looks, with those shadows, it looks super real. So that was something else. Talking about SIGGRAPH, number 6 is actually the 6th highlight is SIGGRAPH. So if we are going a little bit back where CityEngine is coming from until it became a product, it was 2001. Pascal had this initial paper, procedural modeling of cities, and in 2006, the next one, procedural modeling of buildings, and in 2008, as you can see on the slide, we released the initial version of CityEngine. And I still love that first sentence of Pascal in the 2001 paper, where he really brings the whole problem in one sentence, which is stated: modeling a city poses a number of problems to computer graphics. And I think that's true until today. And that was basically this beautiful, simple sentence started everything. And you can see that's a list of all Pascal's paper. The first one is the 2006 paper. The second one is the 2001 paper. And you see until 2021, it still gets cited and has a lot of traction, also in the academic community, but then also in the commercial. So Pascal really built here something that will last. And you see here on the numbers how many times it gets cited, and it gets still cited until today. But now let's go back to SIGGRAPH. So in 2008, we got invited to be part of this Rome Reborn, the second project. And here you see our hero picture. And it was basically a project about Rome 300 AD, with about 300,000 buildings and a population of about 1 million, if I'm not mistaken. We built that in CityEngine. We presented it then at SIGGRAPH 2008, and you see there our booth. So we take the whole crew to LA at SIGGRAPH. You see top right, we had a lot of media. So there, and people in the back is media who came to our booth. Pascal even became a TV star by then, as you can see, and we were all under this beautiful Californian sun in LA. And you see here a little bit of the feedback from the press. So we have NBC, we have Wired, we have even the New York Times, Daily Mail, Reuters, USA Today. So we were super lucky to get all that exposure early on from SIGGRAPH. And we even sold the first copy of CityEngine. Can you believe it? Back at SIGGRAPH, and I always have to show that. So Simon Hagar, even a developer, sold it there, and you wouldn't know if you remember that Megacities that I showed in the TV production. That was actually for that production company. And if you're going back to Tasha's CityEngine TV, that was one of the questions in her quiz that she did with Simon and myself. Who bought the first CityEngine license? And you will be surprised if you're going back on CityEngine TV and are watching this episode. Number 5. Now we're getting glamorous, the Oscars. So we were very lucky to be part of many movies with CityEngine who get Oscars. Zootopia, Blade Runner 2049, but also Big Hero 6, Incredibles, and many others. But then in 2015, we were actually also nominated for an Oscar. So there is this technical achievements or scientific and technical achievements awards from the Academy. And we were, as you can read down there, we were nominated for rule-based frameworks for the art directable creation of computer-generated structure and urban environments. So that was the title for the nomination. So we went there, so to the beautiful Linwood Dunn Theatre. You see there Pascal before his presentation, beautiful theater. It was a beautiful evening. Pascal did an amazing job presenting CityEngine, and you see here all the others that were also there presenting. At the end of the day, we didn't get it, but we had a lot of fun there, believe me, and we did a lot of good evangelism for CityEngine. One thing, we are not giving up. We are still trying to get that Sci-Tech Oscar for CityEngine. So to be continued, we are not giving up, and failure is here not an option. Number 4, Esri, and I want to play a short video here, and then I will tell you some things.
Okay, this year we're doing something dramatic, and I'm about to make an announcement. We're acquiring a company, a world-renowned company in Switzerland, who does content creation. It's a company called Procedural. These are a really great group of Swiss software engineers, and they do all of those beautiful little pictures that you see on the right. They were contributors for the cityscapes and Cars 2. I know all of you have seen that movie already.
So we got announced at the Esri UC in 2011, which was very exciting. And I have, about Esri, I just can say what we have here from Steve Ballmer, inspired from Steve Ballmer. If you don't know what I mean about that, then let's play a video now.
I have 4 words for you. I love this company. Yes!
He's freaking out, and that's what we have about Esri. Esri is amazing. It's a pleasure to be part of Esri, and we could really fulfill what always our vision was with CityEngine. It's so amazing to have here the Esri R&D Center in Zurich. I'm now in Redlands, leading the smart cities global sector there, and we couldn't be happier to be with Esri than it is right now. And one of the proofs, and the proof is always in the pudding, is everybody, almost everybody who were part of Procedural when we got acquired is still after 10 years with Esri. And I think that says a lot, and it's absolutely not common for acquisition. So thank you, Jack. Thank you, Esri, for a great 10 years, and we can't wait and continue what we're building here. Good. Number 3, case studies. And case studies are basically the lifeblood for all developers, for us in business development. It's amazing to see what you guys are doing and generating and building with CityEngine. We heard City of Gothenburg before, this beautiful digital twin. They're doing amazing work. Eric, Arvid, everybody over there is just amazing, and it's a pleasure to work with you guys. I always love what Devin is doing, Housel Lavine. You see here Morrisville, and it's basically scenario comparisons of 2 different developments, and you're walking through there like in a game, and then even people who don't understand urban planning can basically make an informed decision. Also Garsdale Design, Elliot, always since the beginning, great supporter, great work that is doing also in the Middle East, as you can see. And then we heard Romain, and you wouldn't believe it. I mean, the picture that you see on the bottom right is 2009 Marseille master plan development. It still looks fresh. It still looks beautiful. So it's just amazing, all those use cases. And I don't want to forget Matt and Bourbon. It's whether it's the favela or it's a cartoon or it's the visual effects workshop or the work with the city of Zurich that we also had here. Just great what you guys are creating with CityEngine, and that was number 3. Number 2, movies. And movies, as you know, is kind of where we came from with CityEngine, which got us a lot of publicity and promotion. But what nobody sees, besides the Hollywood glamour and everything, that's how you actually land a deal with Pixar. So that was at GDC 2010 in our demo suite in a hotel in San Francisco. We invited Pixar to come there, and they were convinced, and they bought CityEngine. And that's how it looks like to close such a deal, which ultimately led to this beautiful, still one of my personal favorite movies, Cars 2. Definitely the most favorite movie for my son back in the days, not now again, but this is beautiful London created for the final chase, and I think until today it's very dear to our heart. But then others, remember, for example, Madagascar 3 with Scott Peterson, where he created Monaco. Then also Man of Steel, where they stitched together 3 big cities, this huge metropolis, and afterwards they destroyed. But that's their part. But beautiful city. Big Hero 6, the first time Walt Disney Animation used it and got an Oscar for that. So that's beautiful. Then Zootopia is still one of my favorite. And then Independence Day, Matt knows a lot about that. Independence Day Resurgent 2016, and still the colors in that movie are until today one of the most beautiful thing I've seen, or most impressive thing for sure. And then many others like Incredibles 2, Blade Runner, and all that stuff. So movies definitely number 2. Are you guys excited for number 1? So number 1 is the CityEngine users. And right now, and I told you before, I'm so excited to be here. We are here, a small but fine group of CityEngine users. I really miss that. I think we had our last one 2 years ago, and just to connect with everybody and hear how everybody's doing is just amazing. But we're also online. We have big communities, for example, on YouTube, over 10,000 subscribers. You see there over 2 million views. So just this substantial communities. They're either living in person, but then also online. And I think if we don't have any audio, then the next clip will not be that exciting. But back in the days, at 2008, we have this beautiful human being, Kim Dilla. She's a singer, an artist, a designer, and she worked with us on Rome Reborn.
Hi, this is Kim Dilla from This Means You, and I say CityEngine rocks!
CityEngine rocks, yeah, in her own kind of way and style, and it's until today, I think, one of the best customer testimonials that we have. So that was always very impressive. Now we have one more thing, and I want to now make Simon a presenter here. Oh, here you are. Here you are. That's beautiful. So, Simon, the floor is yours.
It is the year 2008. Switzerland hosted the European Football Championship. Spotify launched their streaming service, and the first Android phone hit the market. It is the year 2008, and a small Swiss company surprised the world with the CityEngine sneak preview. CityEngine from not to full screen faster than an Aston Martin. CityEngine with icons more colorful and more delightful than Candy Crush. CityEngine with streets far superior to Street Fighter. CityEngine with blocks better than Tetris. Or maybe not. So, CityEngine also with rules to build them all. Sir Isaac Newton invented derivation for continuous functions. More than 300 years later, Pascal Müller invented derivation for entire cities. So let's derive one. Well, didn't work. Let's try another one. Here we go. Let's derive two. Once again, doesn't work. We have two. Let's derive three. Still going. So let's get crazy. And watch the countdown, which doesn't start. Well, let's get crazy here.
Nice, Simon.
Shall I try a few more? And now we're going to crash. Let me see. I think that's about the end of it. So a couple of hundreds easily doable without major crashing, unless you consider that as a crash. And so like the Lehman Brothers, we did not that well back in 2008, but we're doing much better now, I guess. And thanks for staying with us through all these years of CityEngine development, and rule them all. Back to Zurich, Dominik.
Thank you so much, Simon. And I think how many were this, like 100 or 200 or something like this? So you see, hey, it's CityEngine. We still can create all those buildings. And then just one thing is saying thank you, first of all, to Matt for organizing the 5th CityEngine user meeting. Then also thank you for everybody who is here, the CityEngine user community. Thank you for everybody on the line. It's very exciting that we're back and that we're making progress. CityEngine is stronger than ever before. We have a great growth. This year we will continue, and I can't wait for the CityEngine user meeting 2022 with all of you, and hopefully then also with a hybrid and people together, and then that we can continue and make a great future for CityEngine. Thank you very much, and back to you, Matt. Thank you.